Maybe he's so excited to watch the movie, and then like 5 minutes later, I'm doing normal work. I'm like, well, that was the problem. Nothing, because there was no one there.
Okay. That weird sub in Mr. Smith.
She willingly told us.
She willingly told you she was weird?
Oh no, she told us that she writes Ninja Turtle fan fiction. Hello.
Okay. Wow.
She told Lana that when Lana was like talking about how she was from Missouri, and I was like, how did you end up in Michigan? And she was like, well, I was writing Ninja Turtle fan fiction, and I met this girl online, and I just went and lived with her, and now I'm married to her.
Okay.
And we're like, oh.
I hope Javon doesn't watch this video.
Okay. So,
You think he's gonna watch the video?
did you say you don't think he's gonna? Oh yeah, we'll give him a code word. Oh yeah, that's good. Michelangelo, keyword. Speaking of Ninja Turtles, very good. Okay. If Javon does not watch it, everybody else can have soccer tomorrow. Okay, so don't tell him. What about what? Oh, a B red? Wow, that was way back.
It's been a minute.
It's all the same thing.
I think they had those in Daisy Brook.
Okay.
How do you know about those? Back in Daisy Brook. It's a red. Back in the old days.
Did you not go to the No. How do you know that is that?
Wow. Just absorbing the culture.
No.
Okay. So yesterday we talked about finding limits from a graph. Okay. Yesterday we found limits from a graph. Wow, Eli, do you feel salty? I've given you enough of them.
It's plastered in the middle of the card.
It is plastered in the middle of the card. Okay.
It's a great card and a pro card.
Okay. Yesterday we talked about finding limits from a graph. Now we're going to talk about what if you just have an equation. Okay, how do you do this algebraically? And I promise you it's not hard. Okay, so first step to find any limit algebraically, always, the first step is to plug the x value in. Okay, and we call this direct substitution. I gotta shut the door because I hear Miss Rod. Just a second. And now, what I'm gonna do, as I was thinking about this, I was like, I would like to tie it into, show you what it would look like if we graphed it so that you can be like, oh, because you can do this on a graph, and I just wanted to kind of make that connection for you. So, let's say if this was a graph, and I gave you this, and I asked you for the limit as x approaches 2 of f of x. Okay, I'll zoom that in a little bit so you can see it. Okay, if I asked you for the limit as x approaches 2 of f of x, disregarding the crappiness of the drawing and the non-exactness of it, what's the limit as x approaches 2? 4. So it doesn't matter, right? It's supposed to be 4. There we go. It doesn't matter if there's no hole, if there's nothing funky in this graph. Don't we just go to the x value and figure out what the y value is? Okay, right? If there's nothing weird there, then we just do that. So the idea is then if I give you a function, so let's say the limit as x approaches, so this is not this graph. Let's go the limit as x approaches 1 of x squared plus 3x plus 2. All you have to do, like as your first way to attack these problems, is plug in the 1. And then we're basically doing the same thing. Here, we're finding the x value and figuring out his corresponding y value. Okay, so you plug that in. You do not need to show me the work of plugging that in. We will get into some steps that you have to show eventually. But you do not have to show me the work of plugging that in. When you plug in 1, what do you get? You get 6. So if you get a number here, you are done. Super easy. Okay?
You mean like a whole number?
No, I mean a number. You can get a not number.
A not number?
Yeah.
What's a not number?
I'm just teasing. We'll talk about it. So I promise. Okay, so literally, you guys, the first step is to be like, hey, the limit as x approaches 2, x squared plus 6x plus 8 over x minus 1. No.
About 6.
No.
Close. Higher or lower?
No. You didn't even try.
No, I haven't.
Uh-huh.
33. 12.
Is it a negative?
No.
20.
What?
4 plus 24. 16. 20. 24.
Oh my gosh, you guys are hurting my heads. 4 and 8 and 12. It's 24. Sorry, 24.
I did that in my head.
Great. Okay, so listen, all you're doing is plugging in a 2 here. You guys cannot be negative. These are all positives. This is a positive on the bottom. Positive divided by positive is positive.
Do the math on that.
So listen, if you need to show your work, okay, I'm not telling you that you have to, but if you need to show your work, there needs to be an equal sign in between. So 6 times 2 plus 8 over 2 minus 1. I'm not saying that you have to do this, but if you do, there needs to be an equal sign in there and then equals your answer. Okay, because you read these problems as basically, it's kind of like proofs where you're reading the whole process. Okay, these are not proofs, so please don't freak out because I said proofs. Like, you read the whole process. So if you don't have to have this step, like I said. 24, plug it in the top, plug it in the bottom. Okay, doesn't matter how weird it looks. So let's say I give you the limit as x approaches 0 of the square root of x squared plus 3x plus 9.
3.
Why so quick?
X is 0.
X is 0, so you're just looking at the square root of 9. Okay, so it doesn't matter. Whatever the function is, you just plug in the number. Okay, super easy. If you get a number here, decimal or non-decimal fraction, doesn't matter. You're done. Okay, now let's try this one. Okay, try that one.
Not possible. 0.
You get 0 over 0, right? Now, when I said to you, if you get a number, you're done. 0 over 0 is not a thing. Now, here's what you need to know. I'm going to take a little side trip. 0 over 0 is something that when we're talking about limits, okay, limits have their own rules. Like, if you do 0 divided by 0, your calculator doesn't like it. You can't divide by 0. But in the limit world, 0 divided by 0 is something called indeterminate. Okay, indeterminate. There are things called indeterminate forms. There's multiple ways something can be indeterminate. For example, here's another one. Infinity minus infinity. That's indeterminate. Let me pause and I'll tell you what. Indeterminate means you can't determine it. Okay? You're right. That's what the word means. It means it can't be determined. But the deal is that you have to do some work because there is a limit. Okay? There is a limit. And so we're going to talk about how to find it. Anyway, like infinity minus infinity cannot be determined from the stuff itself because it might be zero, it might be negative infinity, it might be positive infinity. Because infinity is just this thing that's out there, right? A really big number. What if the really big number is first, and then there's a slightly smaller big number? Then it would be a positive, right? If the really big number is second, then you have a positive minus a really big number, and it would be negative. Don't worry about that. Okay? It's not just zero, promise. Okay, so indeterminate. Now, what this means for us is that we have to do something else. Okay? Now, here's what I want. I want to take you on a trip back to, no, I don't want to. Not yet. No, not this time. I like to magic school bus back to first semester. Not really.
Magic school bus to the Mexican restaurant yesterday.
We did.
What?
The magic school bus did go to the Mexican restaurant yesterday
What?
for Taco Tuesday. Garrett
Oh.
and the stats class. AP are my AP leftovers. That's because I don't have a literal bus. Oh, you said chem. I thought you said in here. I don't have a literal bus that cannot take all 12 of you.
You forget about us.
There were like 2 people in class.
You just gotta convince Miss Cook.
Josiah also said that he's skipping every Monday and every Friday. So there's no point anymore.
Oh man. Okay.
It's an option.
Anyway,
For
He's already
Josiah.
over his attendance thing, so there's no point. So.
he's already over his attendance thing. Okay. So listen, the thing that we need to do, there's going to end up being 3 something else's that we do. Okay. The one I'm teaching you today, none of them are difficult. Okay. None of them are difficult. The one I'm going to teach you today is that you're going to factor. Okay. So we don't really want all this work in our chain of the way we have to write this. Okay. Because it's very specific. Realize, in case you're like, why do I have to write it this way? If you're taking my class next year, I'm preparing you for that class, and that class prepares you for the AP test. Okay, so we got to write things specifically on the AP test. So we're going backwards here. We're just going to learn it the right way. So I'm going to go over to the side, and I'm going to factor the top, and I'm going to factor the bottom.
Not leave myself for that.
The same size as me. Um,
What multiplies to 7 and negative 7 adds up to 6? Multiplies to 7. It's got to be 7 and 1, people. So positive 7, negative 1. Okay. You guys, this thing here is called the difference of squares. Okay, if you recognize this as a factoring pattern, you can factor it quickly. You don't even have to think about it. 1 is 1 squared and x is x squared. Just do both square roots. It's the square root of 1. X plus 1, x minus 1. Right? Square root of 1 is 1. Do you need another side trip? X squared minus 4. Sorry. That's the difference of squares. What's the square root of 4? So x plus 2, x minus 2. Okay, that works if it's subtracted. X squared minus 16 would be x plus 4, x minus 4. Okay, so if you reckon, you can do it the other way, but then you are stuck thinking, okay, what multiplies to 16 and adds up to 0? Just do the square root, it's easier. Okay, now, what happens when we factor this? This is where we go back to the first semester. I have the same factor on the top and the bottom. Okay, do you remember what that creates? It creates a whole. And so let me show you, like on a graph, if I was looking, you don't have to write this down, I'm running out of room, it's gonna disorganize all my stuff. But on a graph, you're looking at something like this. And there's a hole here at 1, so you can't plug the number in because there's no y value there. But you do have a limit because the 2 pieces on either side are coming into that. So by factoring, what that allows us to do is eliminate the whole. Okay, do you have any questions right now? Because I'm going to show you what we're going to do with this. Okay, factoring lets us discover the whole and then be like, hey, we're just going to eliminate it. That's mathematically legal because what is that mess equal to? It's equal to 1. Okay, so what we're going to do is instead of doing this limit, we're going to do the limit of x plus 7 over x plus 1. That's my leftovers from when I factored. Okay, now listen to me. If you want to get all your points on this quiz, you have to write this. It is not 6.
How do you have so much room than I do? What's my
Oh wait, no, it's 4.
Yeah.
Slight miscalculation.
Yeah, slight. So do you hear what I'm saying? This needs to be written down. Grayson, why don't you listen to me a second, okay? I know you're so confused about how I have so much room, but I just do. So listen, this is what we're starting with. This is the problem that would be given to you. We're saying, hey, I'm not doing this problem. I'm actually doing the limit of this problem. So this has to be written down, and it has to be written down with the equals and a limit. Okay, because that's the way we do it. Now, the nice thing is that we can just plug it in now. So when you plug it in, you get 4. You get 8 on the top and 2 on the bottom, and that's 4, and you're done.
What if there's not a hole?
Good question. If it's 0 over 0, the only way you can get 0 over 0 is if there is a hole. Okay, so 0 over 0 every time indicates that there's a hole. And so we have to remove it so that we can actually have a function we can plug a number into. Okay, so 0 over 0 indicates that there's a hole in the graph. Okay, so let's try, we're going to try 2 more. Oh, we're doing great. We're doing great with our time. We have lots of homework time.
No.
Oh my gosh.
One day Javon needs to be here. Kira, I don't keep track of Javon. I just know he's not here. Just be quiet.
Maybe that was Friday.
Yeah, maybe it
Because it was
was.
also quiet.
Okay, it was when he went to his uncle's graduation, which I think was Friday. You're right.
What?
That's cool.
Oh.
Do we have a half day this Friday?
So that means you got factor. And there's because there's a hole. We do not. Wouldn't that be nice?
But we don't have Monday.
We have a
Let's do next Monday.
long weekend though. I plan on moving.
Oh my gosh. I have grad pictures next week.
Cool.
Oh my gosh.
That's fine.
I'm so old here.
I know.
Oh my gosh. My grad pictures are already set.
I'm curious about
Mine are in July.
I also will tell you if you are those two goobers.
Talking about us?
Yeah, multiplies to the end and adds up to the middle.
Okay.
So if you're struggling with the factoring, there's actually something that goes with this that will help.
I do the quadratic formula program and get the same answer.
Oh. As long as you remember that those are not your factors, those are the zeros. So you have to go backwards for you to make them opposite. That's lazy factoring though.
Yeah, but it works.
Yeah. Are you taking my class next year?
Nope.
Oh, fair. Go ahead. Enjoy. Okay, so when you plug this in, and you guys, this is why I want to go back and remind you, okay, every year it happens, somebody's like, hey, this is a fraction thing like this, so I'm just going to factor it right away. Just because it's a fraction doesn't mean that there's a hole. Okay, or it doesn't mean that there's a hole at that place I'm asking you about. So always plug it in first. Okay, because you'll get to the point where you're like, nothing factors. And yeah, you've done too much work because you're supposed to plug it in first. Okay, so first of all, is it 0 over 0? Grayson. It is 0 over 0. So we know there's a hole. This is the cheat code I'm going to give you for this, okay? Where's the hole based on what we have here? And the hole is at 2. So if there's a hole at 2, then I know that this has to be x minus 2 on the top and the bottom. Okay, now that makes your factoring life significantly easier because you have to have -2 times something equals +6. So it's -3. And it will automatically then come out to the correct thing that it adds up to. This one is a -2 and it has to multiply to -8, which means that the other number is what? +4. Do you see how if you understand how the hole works, as long as you know there's a hole, then it helps you in the factoring. So you can kind of reverse engineer it a little bit. Okay, very helpful. Don't forget, this needs to be written down. Okay, because we're saying this limit, we've done some math. This is equal to this limit, and so this is the one we're going to find. Okay, and then you get what? -1 over 6. There you go. Okay, let's do one more. That is should be +10, I believe. +10. -10. I think those are right.
What are you doing? Oh.
Yep. Yep. Really? Connor, really? Now you're morning dove?
Yeah.
Personnel, now you're morning dove.
I can do a lot of bird noises.
Great.
Kind of weird.
Yeah, then I think it would be minus
I should go bird hunting in the fifth grade.
It's not a positive 7 times 10 to the next.
Okay, so first of all, is it 0 over 0? Yes, it is 0 over 0. Where's the hole?
-2.
It's at -2. What's the factor then that would generate a hole at -2? Be x plus 2. Okay, so this is going to be x plus 2, x plus 2, top and bottom. So then what other number, if you don't want to multiply, you can go with add. It has to add up to 7. Right? And then this is 2 and it has to add up to -3, which is going to be -5. Now, here's my recommendation. And you guys, I always do it, even if I don't say it out loud. if I'm going to go for adding and be like, this adds to 7, I just check and make sure I didn't screw something up. It multiplies to 10. Okay, if this adds a -3, it multiplies to -10. Okay, so then rewrite. We're actually doing the limit as x equals -2, x approaches -2, sorry. X minus 5. What do you get?
3 over -7.
Yeah, -3/7. There you go. Same thing. 3 over -7, -3/7 are the same thing. Okay, so I have a worksheet for you.
Oh,
Did you just go yay or worksheet?
No, it's
Better than book
I
mark.
prefer them.
that's why I don't bring my book.
When you wanted this.
I wonder
I'm
if
sorry.
I could just like retake the test and get a better grade, call me back in and go.
Oh, I got you.
And I don't have to take the quiz. We don't even gotta worry about it.
I'm not gonna allow that.
Why?
I'm not gonna allow the no quiz deal.
What?
I mean, you can put your name on it and call it, but you still have to be here for it. Well, you're not gonna be here.
Not gonna be here for it. That's why I said I was gonna do that.
I think we're missing one.
I
No,
have
she
to.
cuts out your lowest quiz grade, I bet.
Sorry.
So they're saying if they just have 0, that she'll cut out the 0. and they don't.
Ow. Yeah, cause you take away our worst quiz, right?
Okay, I'm crossing off a couple here,
1, 2.
crossing off a couple, this is cross off for everybody. I'm crossing off number 1 for everybody, because it's awfully easy.
Yeah. What?
I'll cross off number 2. I didn't mean to say that one, but that's okay.
That was pretty easy. That works. 4.
Thanks.
2 12.
It's not 4,
It's 2, but it's 4 under the.
actually -2. Because there's a negative in the front. Maybe I should have left that one in.
I see the negative. I thought that was our stuff.
No, I don't want to cross off 4. I'm gonna cross off number 12. That's for everybody. Now, yeah, that's it. Listen, look at number 4 though. Do you see that there's a negative in the front? Apply that afterwards.
No.
So do all the factoring, don't distribute. It's already undistributed for you. So just kind of ignore it till the end and then put it on the board. And then if you are Gold Star Club, you may cross off 3 and 11
Why is there pi?
because it's cotangent. You guys, for number 9, if it was me, I would use my circle and go exact, and then you don't even have to worry about your calculator. That's for number 9.
I'm just gonna plug it in.
Okay.
The parking lot's so empty.